Ocio Negada. This is the April 15 Council of Cherokee Nation meeting. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you. We have been in meetings most of the day. We started at 1. We've had 4 standing committees, a lot of issues for our Cherokee people, housing, health care, our lands, veterans. So there's a lot of things that we covered out there. So it wasn't like we just came here at 5:30 and we're having a council meeting. So I'd like to welcome each and every one of you. So at this time, if you will stand, if you can, we will do the invocation. Dear most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening and we are thankful and we are joyful. And we come to you in a humble way, and we just try to take care of the business of our Cherokee people the best way we know how. The most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the beautiful weather that we had today, and we just thank you for the rain, and we just thank you for the veterans who makes it possible for us to have the freedom and to operate this government the best way we know how. Guide and lead us this evening as we make the decisions to better our people, dear Lord, and we just thank you again for everything. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. At this time we will do roll call. Shelley?
Yes, sir. Buell Anglin. Honey. Keith Austin. Here. Harley Buzzard. Here. Joe Bird.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden. Honey. Mike Dobbins. Here. Kanan Duncan. Honey. Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan. Here. Dick Lay. Honey. Mike Shambaugh. Here. Mary Bakershaw. Honey. E.O. Smith. Here. Janice Taylor. Here. Victoria Vasquez. Honey. David Walkingstick. Honey. Brian Warner. Honey. We have a quorum.
Thank you. We had some of our people go to Washington, D.C., NMAI, and couldn't get flights back, and I think that was our chief got caught up in that. Is that correct, Deputy?
Exactly, yes.
So, and I think our council member, Wanda Hatfield, as well. So, but we'll take care of business and move on. At this time, we will take the State of the Nation by our Deputy Chief. Did I do the minutes? No. Okay, better back up a little bit, Deputy. This time I entertain the approval of the minutes. Got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. State of the Nation, Deputy S. Joe Crittenden.
Well, welcome to the April Council meeting. Tribal Council meeting April 15th. News of this month. Our department's just returned from participating in the quarterly Intertribal Council gathering hosted by the Chickasaw Nation at the WinStar Casino in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Many others, as the speaker was talking about, have returned from hosting the at-large meeting in D.C. along with the annual Cherokee Days in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. Some of them haven't got back. As he mentioned, the chief and I think Councilman Hatfield and maybe Kim Teehee and some others maybe have not got back yet. So the weather played a part in that, as it does sometimes. But the meeting was a 3-day event to share Cherokee culture and heritage. The chief had the opportunity to see the Treaty of New Echota in person, the unveiling, and he said it was a very moving experience. OCO Voices of the Cherokee People, the television show we produce, had its statewide season debut recently on OETA. The new season of our Emmy-winning program has many great profiles of Cherokee Nation citizens. Cherokee Nation is distributing 5,000 care kits to its health center and W.W. Hastings Hospital to help young girls and women have adequate access to self-care products. In early May, we are planning the grand opening of our newest entertainment venue, the Cherokee Casino in Tahlequah. Also coming up in May, we will break ground on the OSU Medical School campus at Cherokee Nation. It will be the first college of medicine on tribal land and will help educate a new generation of native physicians for rural Oklahoma. Many of these doctors who graduate will one day work for the Cherokee Nation at our new state-of-the-art outpatient health center that is slated to open this fall. We're about 80% done on the new health facility. Under special recognition this evening, speaking of our partnership with OSU, I want to invite the leaders of OSU, Dr. Casey Shrum and Dr. William Pettit, to join me now. They have some presentations to make to the council. So if you would, please. And if you'd like to address the council.
Thank you, Deputy Chief and council members. We appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this evening. And on behalf of Oklahoma State University, we would like to present each of you a gift that we had hoped to be able to present to you at the announcement that we believe is a representation, a great representation of the partnership between Oklahoma State University and the Cherokee Nation on this medical school campus. And these were made by a Cherokee artist, and the beads were done by hand. So it took us some time to get each of these done for you. But we want to thank you and let you know how proud we are to be partnering with you for the first medical school to be located on tribal land in the United States, and how much of an honor it is to have a shared vision of improving the health of the Cherokee people with you. So I think Dr. Pettit is going to hand those out to you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I just want to say thank you as well on behalf of Oklahoma State University. President Shrum and I just spent part of our last week also in Washington, D.C. at one of our educational conferences, and I will tell you, we both presented on the concept of the first tribally affiliated school in the United States. And in our medical profession, they're very, very excited. And we are, Cherokee Nation and us, really the center of attention for most of our profession. So we really appreciate the relationship. Thank you very much, and I'm honored to serve as the inaugural campus dean. Thank you.
picture? They want a picture. Would you all gather out here in the front would you mind, Speaker?
Do you want us to come forward or just stand?
How you want to do this?
She says come forward.
Forward, it would be easier so we can see everybody's face.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet.
You don't have to go much further. That's right, we know the deal. So a big group. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's get my big old ear in there.
Might be a little fast this evening.
Get your invitation before down lunch with you.
Yes, I don't, we haven't got it set up yet, have we? Well, we're working.
We'd like to thank the OSU faculty for being here, Deputy. That's quite an honor to receive a gift like this. We really appreciate the partnership. There's not a place where I've traveled in the past few months where that partnership is not mentioned at the highest level. So it's a big deal to Indian country.
It really is. And at Intertribal, Speaker, when, you know, the chiefs give their updates and stuff like they do at the end on the Fridays, when we talked a little bit about this partnership and the students that'll be going to school here at Tahlequah and the close proximity to our other tribal nations, and once they come out of this school, they're not just going to go to work for us, they'll go to work for those other tribes too. So we're all going to gain from this. Mm-hmm. So thanks again so much, and it's a special day and a special happening. So glad. Okay. Next note says, it's always a pleasure for us all to get to meet the Remember the Removal riders, the new ones that's going this time. These young people will soon be headed out east to begin this year's ride. It's the 35th anniversary of the first ride, so I'd like them to stand and introduce themselves, if they will. Bike riders. Now, where'd that half of that sandwich go? In the trash. Still? Yeah. Are you gonna ride?
I appreciate you sending young people too.
Yes, that's right. You are, yeah.
Are we good?
Sione God, Kelot Dawadoa. I'm going to start over. I totally messed that up. Sione God, Destiny Matthews Dawadoa, Ketlot Jalaki Gunti, Galia League Jigadonha, Tall Skull Yaquadetied, Watch Gineo Alescu Digega, Idanta Diskesti, Digeji Ilastana, Anoseho, Tatli, Digawati Gakila Diski, Wado. Hi everyone, my name is Destiny Matthews and I'm very happy to be here. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Watts and I'm a member of the removable bike rider. Wado.
Siona God, Elizabeth Wallel, Dawadoa, Nance Jalagi, Getty, Jigadoha, Galia League, Talsko, Sawu, Yagwa Datian, Asti, Janela, Alasku, Degega, Idonadi, Skesti, Degeji, Lustana, Ano Seho, Tatli, Degawati, Gakila Diski, Wada. Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Hummingbird. I am happy to be here. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Peavine, Oklahoma, and I'm a member of the removable bike rider. Thank you.
Sionagad, Brick Bailey Dawado, Golijan Jalaki Ganti, Galialik Jigadoha, Tosco Joe, Yawade Tiad, Gio Husan Janel Alescu Digega, Idanda Diskesti, Digeji Elastana Anoseho, Tali Digawatika Kila Diski. Hello everyone, my name is Brooke Bailey. I'm very happy to be here. I am 23 years old and I'm from Lost City, and I'm also a member of the removable bike rider. Hold
Sionagad, Shadow Hardbarger Dawado, Galia League Jigadoha, Tosco Nak, Yaude Tiet, Didios D Digega, Grove, Janelle, Alescu, Juniquanios, Digilo Lestati, Idadandi Skesti, Digaji Lestana, Anoseho, Tali, Digawati, Gakila Diski. Hello everyone, my name is Shadow Hardbarger. I'm happy to be here. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Marble, and I live in Grove and work at the casino, and I'm a member of the removable bike rider. Wadal.
Siona God, Kevin Stress, Dawadon, Scotty Jalagi Ganti, Galialega Jigadoha, Telco Janela, Desoya de Gega, Hicks Cochinel Yauyatiad, Idonda di Skesti, Digeji Elastana Anoseho, Tatli Digawati Gakila Diski, Wadon. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Stretch. I'm happy to be here. I live in Tahlequah. I'm from Fort Gibson. I'm 58 years old, and I remember a removal bike rider. Wadon.
Sionagad, Kaylee Gonzalez Dawado, De Hulu Jalagi Ganti, Jigadoha, Galiali, Tosco Tol, Yagwade Tiyada, Welling Janela, Alescu Digega, Idandadi Skesti, Digaji, Lestana, Anoseho, Tatli, Digagwati, Gakila Diski. Hello everybody, my name is Kaylee Gonzalez. I'm very happy to be here. I'm 22 years old. I'm from and I currently live in Welling, and I'm a member of the removable bike rider. Wado.
Sionagad, Cindy Pierce Dawado, Galilo Jalagi Gandhi, Galiliga Jigadoha, Tausco Jagawade Tiada, Locust Grove Janela Alescu Digega, Idonda Skesti, Digeji Listana, Anoseho, Tali, Digawati, Gakila Diski. Hello, my name is Cindy Pierce. I'm really happy to be here. I'm from Locust Grove. I'm 23 years old, and I'm a member of the removable bike rider. Thank you.
Sionagad, Ashley Honeycutt Dawado, Gawish Jalagi Gati, Galialeg Jigadoha, Toscanag Yoadetiad, Telequal Janel Alescu Digega, Idanta di Skesti, Digeji Ilastana, Anoseho, Tali Digawati Gakila Diski, Odo. Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Honeycutt. I am very happy to be here. I am 24 years old. I am from and currently live in Telequal, and I am a member of the removable bike rider. Odo.
Osionigat, Steven Shea Dagwadel, Simeon Jalagi Ganti, Galialeg Jigadoha, Tascona Io de Tiad, Briggs Gina, Lescu Digega, Dantidis Gasti, Digaji Lasana, Onoseo, Tali Digawati. Hello everyone, my name is Steven Shade, and I'm happy to be here. See, I am 24 years old, and I am from and currently live in Briggs, and I remember the removable bike rider. What up?
Yo, my name is Josh. I broke it. OCO, Josh Kawai Chavez, Dawado. Tatlis Kana Yawada Tida, Talaqual Janela, Idanda de SKST, Digiti Alastana One Seho, Tatli Digawati Gaki Ladiski. Thank you. Hello, my name is Huckleberry Chavez. I'm glad to be here. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Tahlequah, and I'm a member of the Movable Bike Rider. Thank you.
So, Jigawlis Murray Eubanks, though, don't go liligan had together Cosaya. Hicks go his ski out that yet. Now you're the legendary go eat the gaga. Eat down to these guests at the gage last than I know, say, Tolly the Gawati Gakuletiski. Each a lily Chicosaya Tiski out at Asta. Hello, my name is Murray Eubanks. I'm happy to be here. I am 55 years old. I live in Rocky Mountain, and I'm from Greasy, and I am a member of the Movable Bike Rider, and we would just like to say thank you for allowing us to give our introductions. Well
Deputy, go ahead and do yours in Cherokee and how old you are. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't give him enough warning, but we have talked about having anyone that presents here just to say your name in Cherokee and give your name, but the ladies won't let us do that. So anyway, back to you, Deputy.
Thank you, Speaker. I kind of lost my train of thought there. We're running out of time if we're going to go with these young people. Have they got our uniforms ready yet, or our bike? Or
Deputy and I wanted to do the bike ride, and we talked about this years ago. But when we tried on those shorts, they just didn't. You know, I said, is there any way we can get traditional shorts where they got a little bit more sag to them? Maybe put ribbons on them. So far, we haven't had anyone design those. So, Deputy, we're still on hold.
Okay, that's it. Kevin was talking about being 58. Now, I'm 74 as well. But anyhow, all right. One other notice here. The Youth Council is with us tonight. Would the Youth Council stand and let us give you a hand? Next, we have the part that Chief and I probably dislike the most, is the ones that's left and crossed over since last meeting. And I'm going to read the names and the towns and so on. Margaret Swimmer of Tulsa, former Cherokee Nation First Lady, was the wife of Chief Ross Swimmer. Rhonda Barton of Veneta, Alvin Bird of Tahlequah, Lois Jean Bolding of Tahlequah, former Cherokee Nation employee, Elwood Brown of Stillwell, Orvilla Brunson of Locust Grove, Charlene Buck of Siloam Springs, Carolyn Buckhorn of Tahlequah, Louise Butter of Pryor, Dolores Carboni of Bartlesville, Heather Cummings of Pryor, Amanda Donnell of Dewey, George Dreadfulwater of Tahlequah, Shirley Eagle of Salisaw, Joe Lee Faulkner of Veneta, Edmund Foreman of Muskogee, Sally Foster of Tahlequah, Curtis Gregg of Dewey, Ruby Guina of Fort Gibson, the mother of Sharon Swepston, Jennifer Hall of Collinsville, Carl Harris of Pryor, Harold Ironside of Veneta, Claudine Johnson of Grove, John King of Tahlequah, father of Nate King, Pauline Livers of Stillwell, Effie Massey of Stillwell, Madeline Moreland of Salisaw, Rebecca Morton of Claremore, John Murphy of Miami, Mark Nakedhead Jr. of Stillwell, Gary Phillips of Westville, Danny Pullins of Bartlesville, Arthur Roastingear of Stillwell, William Ross of Stillwell, Tracy Russell of Collinsville, Johnny Sanders of Stillwell, Josiah Sawney of Stillwell, Wilbur Scott of Stillwell, Zelma Short of Muskogee, Lisa Phillips Waldrop from Claremore, a former Miss Cherokee from 1980 to 81, Sean Wadey of Salisaw, Anthony Webster of Westville, Grayson Williams of Siloam Springs, Marcus Young of Tahlequah, Ada Beth Combs of Stillwell, Leon Frog of Cherry Tree, Willie Lee Holmes of Dry Creek, Arlene Chambers of Tahlequah, and just last night, I think, Cecil Swepston of Fort Gibson, Sharon Swepston's husband. Are there others? John?
Marietta Duncan and Jeff Chukalate, Adair County.
Okay. Mike?
Raymond Hendricks, J.
Terry Lynn Harris, Veneta.
Ellen Ann Philpott Briggs.
Okay. Canaan?
O.D. Hooper, Stillwell.
Manuel Richard Daugherty from Marble City, and Mr. Charles House from Salisaw.
Did we have any more over here? Let's have a moment of silence for these that's crossed over, please. Thank you. Sometimes that list seems like it gets longer and longer, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Speaker?
Okay, next is we have the Cherokee Warrior Veterans Awards. That's you, Deputy.
Yes, sir. Councilman Anglin, would you help me, sir?
Yes, sir.
We have 3 veterans tonight. We had 4 and 1 didn't make it. And for the first 2 veterans, I need Council Lady Mary Baker Shaw. Would you come down, please? Wanda is not with us tonight. Council Lady Hatfield. And so us 3 will do it, okay? Our first veteran tonight is a gentleman named Junior Chewy. Junior, would you come forward, sir? Mr. Chewy enlisted in the Army in 1964 and was sent to specialize as a non-Morse communications interceptor operator. Then he was sent to Kagnu Station, Ethiopia, assigned to the Army Security Agency. Mr. Chewy did 2 tours in Vietnam, one in 1970 and the other in 71. He was assigned to the 235th Aerial Weapons Company, 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, a unit responsible for immediate response worldwide in hostage rescue and other emergency crisis situations. After completing 22 years of service, Mr. Chewy retired as an E-8 Master Sergeant. His decorations and medals, ribbons and badges: Distinguished Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal with 1 Oak Cluster, Army Good Conduct Medal, 6th Award, Vietnam Service Medal, Gallantry Cross with Palm Branch, Pathfinder Badge, Meritorious Service Medal, Army Achievement Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal, and Parachute Badge. Mr. Chewy, on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to thank you, sir, for your service to this country.
Well, I grew up near Stillwell, Oklahoma. I moved away from there in 1960 when my grandmother died, and been gone for a long time. It's good to come back and see what Cherokee Nation is doing for the Cherokee people, and this is part of what they do, recognize the veterans, so keep up the good work.
Our next veteran this evening, Mr. Speaker and Council, is Jewel D. Garrison. Would you come forward, sir? Mr. Garrison was drafted into the Army in 1953 and was sent to Arkansas and became a part of the Army Infantry Artillery Regiment Company. In '54, Mr. Garrison was shipped to Schwabisch Gmünd, Germany. Thank you, sir. Say that one more time.
Schwabisch Gmünd.
Schwabisch Gmünd.
That's a gold and silver stock in Germany.
All right. After his tour of duty, Mr. Garrison returned stateside and was honorably discharged as an E4 corporal in 1955. His decorations, medals, ribbons, and so on is the American Campaign Medal, Germany, National Defense Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal. And sir, Mr. Garrison, on behalf of a grateful nation, thank you for your service to this country.
Here on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm so proud of my heritage. I can tell a little tale about my grandmother, or my great-grandmother. We were all known, you know, by the media and all as the 5 civilized tribes. My great-grandmother was so civilized that she knew so well the Bible that she named my grandmother Corinthia.
All right. All right. Yeah. Tipton Senior? Yeah.
Is this Janice?
Yeah. And for our last veteran this evening, Mr. Speaker, I need Council Lady Janice Taylor to come forward, please.
Okay. Why don't you go? Yeah.
And our last veteran this evening is George W. Tipton Sr. George, would you come forward, sir? Mr. Tipton entered the military in 1952 during the Korean War, and he served until 54 in the Command Service Company 73rd Engineer Combat Battalion. During his tour overseas, he was a battalion mail clerk in charge of all mail deliveries to all the soldiers stationed near Chunho, Korea, north of the 38th parallel. Mr. Tipton returned stateside and was stationed at Camp Carson, Colorado. He was honorably discharged in '54 as an Army corporal. Decorations and medals: Korean Service Medal with 2 Bronze Stars, United Nations Service Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, and of course the National Defense Service Medal. Mr. Tipton, on behalf of a grateful nation, thank you for your service to this country, sir. We're proud of you for your service.
We'll do one with you guys and then we'll invite any family you have up, okay? I think we got quite a few here. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Family?
Feel free to jump up here if you want to get a straight-on photo.
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. You want to say anything?
I'm glad I didn't have to tell my age.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Council?
Does that conclude, Deputy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's probably our favorite part of the program right there, Deputy. Yes, right here. Action of unfinished business, we have none pending. Committee reports, we have Mr. Sean Slayton, Cherokee Nation Businesses.
Good evening.
Evening.
Proud to report tonight our businesses are having a great year. Very proud of the employees and their hard work and looking forward to finishing it out. We've completed half of our fiscal year, which ends in September, and finishing ahead of budget and certainly last year. Deputy mentioned that the Tahlequah Casino and convention area will open May 1st. Very proud of that, what it's turned out to be. It's beautiful inside, and can't wait for everybody to see the facility that we're going to deliver. In addition to that, on May 17th, 18th, and 19th, we're hosting the Bassmasters Tournament weigh-ins. There's a tournament on Fort Gibson at Taylor Ferry North, and they will weigh the fish there at the casino and then return them to Fort Gibson. So we're looking forward to that sort of serving as our grand opening and kind of the kickoff for that casino. Track 5 is still attracting large crowds. Couldn't be more pleased with the success of that facility. And we have a Promise Hotel that has broken ground there at the plaza last week. I think some of you were able to attend that. We really appreciate your presence there. It's a true hotel. It's a Hilton brand. It'll be located behind the Taco Bueno. Construction group that's building that is the Ross Group, which is Tulsa-based and Cherokee-owned. And we're looking forward to bringing that, or that group bringing that to Tahlequah. That is a third party. It's not a Cherokee hotel, be owned and operated by a third party group. I've been asked to put a plug in for Season 5 of OCO Voices of the Cherokee People, which has kicked off its newest season a couple weeks ago. And I'll just read you a little bit about that. It says, Season 5 will keep viewers on the edge of their seats as they witness a Coast Guard rescue drill, learn how to survive in the wilderness without supplies, and meet Cherokee athletes thrilling crowds from high school to the NCAA. The new season unveils stories featuring powerful Cherokee women, showcases traditional Cherokee arts such as flint knapping and basketry, and reminds viewers of the impacts of nearly forgotten events like the displacement of dozens of Cherokee families from present-day Camp Gruber. OCO is available statewide on PBS in Oklahoma and Arkansas, regionally within Tulsa on RSU-TV, in Joplin on NBC and ABC, as well as FNX and all native programming network in 20 national markets. The show is formatted for multiple platforms, including OCO.TV. We currently employ 7,318 people. We have 4,800 within C&B that we can practice at preference, and our Cherokee percentage is 71.1, other Native American at 6.6. That concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for our CEO, C&B?
Thank you.
Good report. Old business, none pending. New business coming out of rules. Item number 1, Councilor Shambaugh, you want to take that?
Yes, sir. This is a resolution expressly agreeing to choice of law and venue and authorizing a limited waiver of sovereign immunity of the Cherokee Nation in connection with a software agreement with Municipal Accounting Systems Incorporated. I put that in the form of a motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Next resolution, Councilor Shambaugh, you want that as well?
Yes, sir. This is a resolution expressly agreeing to choice of law binding arbitration, and authorizing a limited waiver of sovereign immunity of the Cherokee Nation in connection with the use of Rank 1 Sports website, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Councilor Taylor, item number 3, out of finance.
This is a resolution authorizing the addition of grant-funded programs to the 102-477 plan, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. Councilor Austin, you want to take number 4?
Yes, this is an act amending Legislative Act 21-18, authorizing the comprehensive capital budget for fiscal year 2019, Mod 4, and declaring an emergency, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, Councilor Walkerstick.
Is this act, does this have the marshal salaries in it, Councilman Austin? Or Councilwoman Taylor?
This is a capital budget, so that's for building things. It's not for operations.
Okay. I guess, so it's the next act, Councilwoman?
It would be the operating budget. That's where you pay salaries.
I appreciate your clarification on that. Thank you, Speaker.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. Councilor Taylor, you can go ahead and take number 5.
Okay, so number 5 is an act amending Legislative Act 22-18, authorizing the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2019, modification 6A, and declaring an emergency. I put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Same?
Yes. Councilwoman Taylor, is this the act that has the marshal salaries in it?
It is.
Okay. First, I'd like to say that visiting with some of the marshals, I was told that there's 3 different proposals on the floor on this, and I was also told only half of the marshals are going to receive the pay raise out of the 34. I was needing some clarification on which of the 16 or 14 it was that's going to receive the raise on the marshals.
We have Marshal Shannon Buell here if we have any questions in that direction.
Shannon, can you come forward and answer some questions, please?
If you know them, sometimes HR takes care of this.
Yeah, to the individual marshal, I do not have that yet. That was presented through HR and administration. That'll be handed down after the council approves the budget. We'll get the stuff from HR.
How many marshals are there total, Shannon?
There's 31.
There's 31.
Right,
okay.
yes.
And out of the 31, how many are going to be impacted by this raise?
Close to half, I believe.
Okay, so 15, 16?
Probably, yes.
Okay. Now, is this going to be the the lieutenants and directors, or just going to be the patrol, the people that are on the streets?
It spreads throughout. There was a proposal, the council asked a question last year about are we meeting the BIA standard? Mm-hmm. So when HR looked at this, finance, HR, the Attorney General's office, us, administration, we wanted to make the standard to meet that standard. Okay. To meet that standard was a level about here. There was a second standard that we looked at that would meet the standard of the law, but give also the steps that marshals got during their career, and that was a higher level. Mm-hmm. So it was decided to give us the standard that also adds the levels as well. So it's the second tier level.
Mm-hmm. Were there some job descriptions that's going to be amended or changed?
Yes.
What's the purpose of changing the job description or the job titles?
To equal what it is in the BIA.
Well, is it going to be a pay increase or a pay decrease?
There will be no pay decreases in any position at the Marshal Service.
Is the purpose of changing the job title to accommodate the BIA schedule?
Yes.
Okay.
You good?
Well, I guess what I don't want to see happen, Speaker, is that some of the marshals are going to receive the pay increase and some are not. What's the factor for the ones? I guess the question is, how did you guys identify which half is going to receive it and which are not?
It was solely by their salary
at the position that they hold. Some people got raises more than others over the years, just in the course of doing business. Some people took their 3% as a lump sum. You know, you can do that in October. You can either take lump sum or add 3% to your income. So a lot of these positions, they took the 3% lump sum.
Sure.
So that would make their actual annual salary be less than what the BIA would have. One of the things we did was we made sure, HR did a fantastic job to make sure that we're always going to be ahead of that 3% of the Fed. The Fed changes their percentage increase in January. We'll change ours in October of every year, so we'll be that much ahead of the Fed every year. One marshal in particular was just flat out underpaid for a while, and so we've resolved that. So everybody will meet the standard of the BIA now. Some people get more raises just because their salary was actually lower than the BIA.
And that was the intent of the budget increase, was to meet the standards of the Bureau. So now we're in compliance.
We'll be in compliance once this is passed. Yes.
Okay, that was my question, was to figure out what formula or what strategy you used to identify those officers that were going to receive it and which ones that were not.
Right. No, the HR took the position, let's say deputy marshal, in years of service as a deputy marshal. That equals a certain pay. If that equaled the same BIA officer and their years of service, then they don't get a raise because they already meet that BIA standard. If they did that calculation, that pay falls under the BIA standard, that's where that bump in salary will come from. If the marshal was over the BIA standard, we're not going to decrease that marshal's salary. So what it did was, what the law states is equal to or greater than the counter BIA officer. So if they were over, they don't get a raise, but they don't get money taken away. If they were equal to the BIA, they don't get a raise or money taken away. If they were under the BIA schedule for their job position, then they're raised up to that schedule.
Okay, appreciate your clarification, Shane. Thank you, Speaker.
Good? Okay, we had a motion and a second, is that correct? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. I think we need a motion to amend the agenda.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda. It's a resolution out of Health Committee.
Okay, got a motion and a second.
Yes, it's a resolution authorizing Legal Aid Services of Oklahoma, Inc. To reapply for AmeriCorps funding.
Hold it, Counselor. We need to vote on this.
Okay.
You got a motion and second to amend the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Okay, we are amended.
Okay. Resolution authorizing Legal Aid Services of Oklahoma, Inc. to reapply for AmeriCorps funding on behalf of Cherokee Nation to continue the medical legal partnership with Cherokee Nation. I move for its approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Any announcements to my right? Any announcements to my left? Just like to make a comment. I attended a Federal Bar Association in Albuquerque this past week, and there were many federal judges, tribes, and law enforcement people there, and the model they used to use as a precedent for outstanding law enforcement was our Marshal Service here at Cherokee Nation. And this was our U.S. Attorney in Oklahoma, said we had the outstanding law enforcement, a model for all other tribes to look at. So, Shedden Buell, hats off to you and your department. With that, I'd like to thank everybody for their patience, for being here tonight. So I need a motion for Agiyosi. Motion, second Agiyosi. We're adjourned.